Most world maps distort the world in ways you've probably never noticed. Today, we explore 3 maps that lie a little and how they shaped the way you see the world. First up, the map you probably learned in school, the Mercator projection. This map wasn't designed for classrooms. It was designed for 16th century navigation. It keeps directions accurate, which is great for sailors, but it does so by massively distorting size as you move away from the equator. The most famous example: Greenland. On a Mercator map, it looks roughly the same size as the entire continent of Africa. But in reality, Africa is a staggering 14 times larger. Think about that. Greenland could fit inside Africa 14 times over. The Mercator map inflates the size of countries in the Northern Hemisphere, like Europe and North America, while shrinking countries near the equator. So while it's great for getting from point A to point B on a ship, it paints a very misleading picture of the planet's landmasses. It's a map for navigation, not for understanding reality. So, how do you fix the size problem? Enter the Gall projection. This map was championed in the 1970s as a fairer alternative because it accurately represents the area of every country. Africa is finally shown in its true, massive scale relative to Greenland. But to achieve this equal area representation, the map has to make a huge sacrifice: shape. Continents look stretched vertically, as if they've been pulled and distorted. South America and Africa appear unnaturally long and skinny. It's a classic cartographic trade-off. While the Gall projection corrects the size bias of the Mercator, it creates its own visual confusion. It's a map that's more equal in area, but incredibly weird in shape, proving just how hard it is to flatten a sphere. Now let's leave geography behind almost entirely and talk about data. This is a population cartogram. It's a map, but the size of each country isn't determined by its land area. Instead, it's determined by its population. Suddenly, the world looks completely different. India and China balloon into enormous giants, dominating the map because they have the largest populations on Earth. Meanwhile, geographically huge countries with small populations like Canada, Australia, and Russia shrink down to almost nothing. These maps are incredibly powerful tools for storytelling. You can create cartograms for anything: GDP, carbon emissions, internet users, and they instantly reveal global patterns. But they're also deeply misleading if you don't know what you're looking at. If you mistook this for a geographic map, you'd have a wildly incorrect understanding of the world. This isn't geography. This is data visualized. So why do these so-called lies matter? Because the maps we see every day shape how we think about importance, power, and scale. For decades, students have grown up with the Mercator projection hanging in their classrooms, subconsciously absorbing the idea that Europe and North America are geographically larger and more central than they actually are. This has real-world implications for how we perceive global politics and culture. Recognizing this, a movement among educators and cartographers is pushing for better, more context-driven maps in schools. They argue we should use different maps for different purposes and always explain the distortions. After all, perception is power, and maps are one of the most powerful tools for shaping it. In the end, no flat map can ever be perfectly accurate. It's mathematically impossible to project a 3D sphere onto a 2D surface without some kind of distortion in size, shape, distance, or direction. Every map is a choice, a compromise made for a specific purpose. The Mercator helps you navigate. The Gall helps you compare area, and a cartogram helps you understand data. So the next time you look at a world map, don't just see a picture of the Earth. Ask yourself, what is this map trying to show me? And, more importantly, what is it hiding? Thanks for watching.